In the quiet city of Utica, New York, in the early morning hours of July 14, 2019, a disturbing image suddenly began spreading across the internet. The photo showed a young girl lying on the ground, and the caption posted with it read, "Sorry Bianca." At first, many people believed the image was fake, something posted online just to shock viewers, but within minutes, the horrifying truth began to emerge. The victim was Bianca Devins, an 17-year-old girl whose life had just been brutally taken. But one chilling question remained: who posted the photo and why? Before we uncover the truth, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Crime Shadows here, and comment below which country you're watching from. Bianca Devins was a 17-year-old girl living in Utica, New York. People who knew her best. Bianca was someone with a kind heart and a deeply caring personality. Friends often described her as protective and compassionate, the type of person who would always try to look out for others. During her school years, Bianca was known for standing up for classmates who were being bullied. If she saw someone being treated unfairly, she wasn't afraid to speak up. She believed strongly in kindness and often tried to support people who felt isolated or misunderstood. Bianca also had a creative side. She loved art, music, and photography, and she enjoyed expressing herself through online communities where she connected with people who shared similar interests. Like many teenagers, the internet was a place where she built friendships and found spaces where she felt she belonged. Those close to Bianca remembered her as thoughtful and empathetic. She listened when others needed someone to talk to and tried to make people feel valued and understood. At such a young age, Bianca still had her entire life ahead of her. She had dreams, plans, and a future full of possibilities, dreams that would tragically be taken away far too soon. Bianca Devins had a difficult childhood. Her mother, Kim Devins, gave birth to Bianca at a young age, and her parents' relationship was often unstable and sometimes abusive. Despite these challenges, Bianca grew up protective of her mother and her younger sister. As she entered middle school, her personality began to change. She became more socially anxious and withdrawn, and bullying at school made her struggles even harder. Eventually, Bianca was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and borderline personality disorder, which deeply affected her teenage years. As time went on, Bianca began spending more of her time online, where she felt more accepted than she did in real life. She became active in anime, gaming, and meme communities, connecting with people who shared her interests. Through different platforms, including the anonymous forum 4chan, Bianca created multiple online identities to express herself freely. However, the attention she received soon became overwhelming. Many male users became obsessed with her, sending gifts, money, and constant messages. While some interactions seemed friendly at first, several of these online relationships quickly developed into unhealthy and troubling attachments. During this difficult period, Bianca Devins became involved in a relationship with an older boy known online as Rob. Friends later described the relationship as extremely toxic and emotionally damaging. At one point, Rob reportedly posted explicit content of Bianca online without her consent, causing serious distress and humiliation for her. The situation became serious enough that police were eventually involved. However, despite the investigation, Bianca later chose to drop the charges. The incident highlighted the dangerous and harmful relationships she sometimes faced online, adding more emotional pressure during an already challenging time in her life. Concerned about her well-being, Bianca's mother arranged for her to receive professional help at the St. Anne Institute, a mental health facility. During her time there, Bianca began focusing on improving her mental health and slowly started making positive progress. Therapists and counselors helped her work through some of the emotional struggles she had been facing. When Bianca returned home in 2019, her family noticed a clear change. She appeared happier, more focused, and motivated about her future. Bianca began making plans to attend college and hoped to study psychology, with the goal of eventually helping others facing similar struggles. Around this time, Bianca Devins met Brandon Clark through the social media platform Instagram. Brandon was 21 years old, a few years older than Bianca. In the beginning, he appeared friendly and supportive, often messaging her and showing interest in her life. Bianca believed she had found someone who understood her. However, over time, Brandon's behavior began to change. What first seemed like care and attention slowly turned into something far more concerning. Investigators later said that Brandon had developed a deep and unhealthy obsession with Bianca, closely monitoring her online activity and becoming increasingly possessive of her. As investigators looked deeper into Brandon Clark's past, they discovered troubling details about his background. Clark had grown up in a difficult environment, and his family history included violence. His father, Jason Clark, had previously been arrested for violently attacking his wife, exposing Brandon to serious domestic conflict during his childhood. Friends and acquaintances later described Brandon as someone with disturbing interests online. According to several reports, he had developed an unhealthy fascination with young girls and troubling internet content. In July 2019, Bianca Devins attended a concert with Brandon Clark. During the event, Bianca met a boy she had previously been talking to on the platform Discord. The two quickly connected, spending time together throughout the night. At one point, they even kissed, which made it clear that Bianca was interested in him. Brandon witnessed these moments and reportedly became extremely upset. According to investigators, his jealousy and anger grew as the night continued. What seemed like a normal concert outing for Bianca was turning into something far more dangerous as Brandon silently watched the situation unfold. Unknown to Bianca, Brandon had already been preparing for something violent. Investigators later discovered that before the concert, Brandon Clark had searched online for information about how to cut a carotid artery, an indication that he may have been planning a deadly attack. Authorities also found that he had placed several disturbing items in his car, including a knife, rope, and a tarp. These discoveries suggested that the crime may not have been a sudden act of rage, but something that had been thought about in advance. Tragically, Bianca had no idea that the person she trusted that night had already prepared for violence. After the concert ended, Bianca Devins fell asleep in the car while Brandon Clark drove back toward Utica, New York. Instead of taking her home, he drove to a quiet dead-end road away from public view. There, he woke Bianca and confronted her about the boy she had met at the concert. During the conversation, Bianca made it clear that she did not want a romantic relationship with him. According to investigators, Brandon reacted with anger and jealousy. Moments later, the confrontation turned violent, and Brandon attacked Bianca, ultimately killing her in the early hours of July 14, 2019. After the murder, Brandon Clark did something that shocked the world. That he took photos of Bianca Devins and posted the disturbing images online. The photos were uploaded to platforms including Instagram and Discord with a chilling caption that quickly caught people's attention. Within minutes, the images began spreading rapidly across different online communities. Thousands of people saw the photos before moderators were able to remove them. As screenshots continued circulating across the internet, the story of Bianca's murder spread worldwide within hours, turning the tragic crime into one of the most disturbing true crime cases connected to social media. After the attack, Brandon Clark eventually called 911 himself. When officers arrived at the location in Utica, New York, they found him near the body of Bianca Devins. Authorities reported that Clark had attempted to harm himself before police reached the scene, but he survived his injuries. Emergency responders quickly secured the area and took him into custody. He was transported to a hospital for treatment and later formally arrested. The shocking nature of the crime, along with the disturbing images already circulating online, quickly drew national attention to the case. As investigators examined the evidence, they uncovered disturbing details about the events leading up to the murder. Police discovered internet searches made by Brandon Clark that suggested the attack had been planned in advance. These searches included information about how to fatally injure someone by cutting a carotid artery. Authorities also found that Clark had attempted to destroy potential evidence by burning his laptop and hard drive. Despite these efforts, digital investigators were able to recover important information that helped build a strong case. The collected evidence pointed clearly toward premeditation and played a key role in the legal proceedings that followed. During the legal proceedings, Brandon Clark initially pleaded not guilty to the charges related to the murder of Bianca Devins. However, as prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence including digital records, witness statements, and the disturbing online posts, Clark later changed his plea to guilty. In 2021, the court sentenced him to 25 years to life in prison. The sentencing marked a significant moment for Bianca's family, who had endured immense grief since her death. While the verdict brought a sense of justice, it could never fully heal the pain caused by the tragic loss of a young life. Following the tragedy, Bianca's family has continued fighting to protect her memory. One of their biggest struggles has been removing the graphic images of her death that spread across the internet after the crime. Despite repeated efforts, some of those images continued appearing online. In response, Bianca's loved ones began advocating for stronger laws to protect victims and their families from this kind of digital trauma. Their efforts helped inspire a campaign known as Bianca's Law, which focuses on preventing the distribution of graphic crime scene images online and holding platforms accountable for removing harmful content. Bianca Devins was a teenager who had faced many struggles growing up but was finally beginning to move toward a brighter future. She had dreams of going to college, studying psychology, and helping others who were dealing with emotional challenges similar to her own. Tragically, her life was taken by someone who confused obsession with love. The case of Bianca Devins remains a powerful reminder of the dangers that can sometimes exist within online relationships and the darker side of internet culture. If this story moved you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Crime Shadows here, and share your thoughts in the comments below. By keeping these stories alive, we help ensure that victims like Bianca are never forgotten.